The boys are back. That's right, Florida Man Sports is here with another exciting episode. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. This is Florida Man Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Florida Man Football.
Let's go.
Now, Chris, week 4, another exciting week in the NFL has
In the books.
Week 5 is eluding right there in the horizon. Week 4 had some interesting games, some crazy things happen, especially with our Florida teams. Now that it's past us, I mean, what are your takeaways from week 4, specifically regarding Miami, Jacksonville, and Tampa?
Yeah, Florida Man Football streaming on all major platforms. Do please like, share, and subscribe. And Johnny Cinco, let's start off with the storm of the day, the storm game, for a better word. We're trying not to curse here at Florida Man Football. And so let's talk about Miami and the Jets. I'm very happy that Miami got the win, Johnny Cinco. I won't go into detail in the game because we all watched it, but let me just say a couple of highlights. My best is Tyreek Hill on the injury.
That's crazy.
It's so gruesome, but I love his attitude and his perseverance through that part of the process. It was nice to see Tua throwing better balls, more direct spirals.
On him, man.
It was nice to see better throws, but ultimately, Johnny Cinco, don't want to be a pessimist, but I'm going to be real here.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is this: the Jets gave up 100 yards in penalties. They played under. The team is a mess at 0-4, and so I'm very happy that we got the win. But make no mistake, we capitalized and took advantage of a Jets team that's just not ready to play football under this coach just yet. And so that's the real reason here why we won. I'm glad we got the W.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you know, the very little things to highlight. I love to see a Chaney get over 100 yards rushing. I like to see Waddle more involved, obviously with Tyreek Hill being out.
Well, it's going to happen.
Right.
Now.
But again, I can't stress this enough, guys. We got to get our stuff together. We're going to win more consistently because not every team this season is going to give us 100 yards in penalties. That's just the top of the list here.
Well, I get it that the Jets, you know how I feel about them.
Sure.
I was expecting Miami to win this game, and they did.
Yeah.
But listen, you can't hate on the fact that they forced, some turnovers. They forced some.
They played
some
ugly
penalties.
ball, Johnny. The fields. They played some ugly football.
Every Jets game is ugly, Chris. Every single Jets game. I haven't seen a Jets game where it's like, man, that was a good football in years since what? Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan had a couple good games, but pre-butt fumble, and like, okay.
Sure.
But other than that, the Jets are terrible. They're going to always be terrible. They haven't had anything real consistency. But moving on, Miami, we saw what we saw with Miami.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking with Tyreek. What any takeaways you have with Jacksonville or
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with Jacksonville, we kind of get away. I'm so hard on our Florida team sometimes when it comes to critiquing because I do love our Florida teams, Johnny.
Okay.
And let's just sit back and watch for a moment. Duval's 3-1. Just looking at it for that perspective, right? So are the Bucs for that matter. So 3-1 is 3-1. Pat yourself on the back, Duval. What I did like about this game, Johnny, I love the continuity of every facet. The offensive line is finally getting to work. I love seeing Etienne rushing the ball the way that he's rushing the ball. I like to see the offense actually starting off right. The defense was involved with 4 turnovers. And then, of course, special teams also had a touchdown. So every facet was working for Duval. If you watch the game, Johnny, the fourth quarter was a little concerning when it comes to the 2-minute warning, how our defense is at that point. But we got the job done. We beat a very good San Francisco team, Johnny. So I'm excited. It was nice to see Travis Hunter being like the safety valve for Trevor Lawrence in the first half there. And it was fun seeing Thomas Jr. getting more involved. So for me, kudos to Jacksonville for being 3-1, a well-deserved win.
I mean, we saw a win against a depleted, hurt San Francisco team.
Purdy was back though.
Purdy was back. Still, he came back too early. He's probably going to be not playing the next game because that toe injury. It's the same injury. Obviously, that turf toe. They need to change the name because it's a serious injury, causes some serious issues.
I agree.
But props to them. But at the end of the day, I'm still not happy with what I see with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, I'm watching this guy, and it's so frustrating.
A little better this week, though. A little better.
Yeah, a little bit better. Bosa's out, so he doesn't have that pass rush. He's not certain things here. I need to see a career-defining game from Trevor Lawrence. I need to see this year that, okay, show me what you can do this year. I know we're 4 weeks into it. I need to see something, dude. Show me something. Give me a 400-yard passing day. Give me 4 touchdowns. Give
That's
me
what you're
some.
looking for.
Give me
You're
give me
looking for.
something where you
We
take
got to take
over.
baby steps. We need 200 yards,
Yeah, but
and then 250 and
listen,
300.
this is not his year one. He got
Yeah,
his money, big money. He's like, give me some. Even Tua, who you hate on, has had career games, has some stellar 400+ yard games. 4 touchdown games, games that were like, damn, okay, this kid, you lit it up,
a
and he
couple years
makes
ago.
people think
Yeah.
that he's actually the guy. So Trevor Lawrence, I haven't seen one of those games.
Well, what do you think about Jacksonville though being 3-1, and what do you think about
It's exciting.
keeping McCaffrey? Now, McCaffrey did get the ball in the passing game,
Yes.
but keeping him under 3 yards per rush, that's a hell of a job by the Jacksonville defense. So, what are your thoughts on that 3-1 start for Jacksonville?
I'm happy for them because they had no chance this year without a good start. Like we were like, listen, you're not going to go ahead and take off. They have a history of collapsing towards the end of the season when they do, but they needed to go ahead and had a good start.
100%.
3-1, well done, Jacksonville.
100%.
So I'm a little critical on you, but well done going 3-1.
Duval.
So finishing up, Chris, Tampa.
Yes.
Obviously coming off a tough loss against the Eagles here. What's your takeaway regarding them?
Remember that coach that I think it was for the 49ers when he was this is a few years ago. He goes, "We had him. We let him off the hook." What was that, coach?
One. Green.
Okay.
It wasn't for San Francisco.
Okay, I don't know why I thought San Francisco.
That was when he was with Arizona. And
Thank you.
They played the Chicago
Yes,
Bears.
it was. Thank you so much, Johnny Cinco. Once in a while,
The late great.
You just nailing it. But that's the way that this game felt, folks. At the end of the day, we decided to just play a half of football. If you watch the game, we played the third and fourth quarter, first quarter, second quarter. We had our thumbs in other places, and
what places?
but my takeaway is this: at the end of the day, I wanted to see what we could do, Johnny. I wanted to see how competitive we could be. We picked the Bucs to win, but at the end of the day, I had my going back, like, these are the Super Bowl champs. They got a chip on their shoulder because we beat them in Tampa. So there's a part of me that was like, this game could go either way. So now, don't want to really talk too much about the game. I will just say that Godwin, he needs more reps. He looked lost out there. I know that eventually over the weeks he's going to get it back.
In a while.
Yeah, he's going to get it back. And of course, we want Bucky Irving hopefully to come back and not be a serious injury. Like, fingers crossed that it's not. But one thing I will say, Johnny, to wrap this up is I'm excited to see them in the future. We proved that we can compete. Baker Mayfield said it himself. We're not playing our brand of football. And so, like, I know we're going to do the picks for next week too. This is the time where you show me, Tampa Bay, who we really are. We took one in the chin. Can you come back next week and win? Or are you going to bend? I was trying to watch my words here, but are you going to give one up?
I think you're overly critical as usual with Tampa.
It's just hey, I'm happy that we were able to put up a fight, but we're better than that at the end of the day.
It's more than put up a fight. You lost by what? A field goal, 3 points, right?
6 points.
6 points, excuse me. And 21 points off turnovers. That's something the Phillies scored a touchdown off the pick.
Yeah.
They scored a touchdown off the block punt and the fumble. So I get it. You have to protect the ball, but honestly, Tampa had this game. They would have won this game.
Yeah. No, I know.
If they just didn't turn the ball over. That's easier said than done. The block punt, they scored, the interception, the fumble, that hurt us. So at the end of the day, it was kind of like they capitalized on our mistakes. If we limited our mistakes to just forget the 3, just 2 out of the 3, then we win the game. So I think that with Tampa, while we both picked, Tampa to go and win this game, and against the defending champs, they showed up. It was a tight game. It was a good game. And they did something in this game they didn't do in the previous ones, and that's turn the ball over.
Well, that's what I'm curious about, again, is how are we going to respond this next week after taking one in the chin? How are we going to respond? And what I mean by that is, are we going to win the game, or are we going to lay an egg next week? Let's be real about that. And then as far as that interception, remember, we had this conversation before. It was bound to happen. Baker Mayfield, no interceptions the first 3 weeks. It was bound to happen. But it was a tip. If you saw the replay, it was a tip for an interception, but it still happened.
It was painful because it was a red zone interception,
right?
And that you can't have that. I'm sorry. If you're gonna go ahead, and I get it, you saw the play, he's trying to make something happen, and I get it, he was scrambling.
It was tipped.
Very Brett Favre-like. Then the day, I get it was tipped, but he has to recognize to go ahead and understand those moments to live to fight another day. While it was tipped, he was scrambling for significantly long time, and then he threw it. He had no business throwing that.
100%.
So he'll learn from it. It's fine. It is what it is. But if we had one of those 3 turnovers taken away, we win that game. So I'm happy with what I see from Tampa. I'm not happy about the win, but I'm not. It encouraged what I've already thought, that Tampa is going to be playing the NFC Championship game.
All right, let's go. What about around the NFL, Johnny Cinco? Anything that struck at you for week 3?
The main thing
This
here
should be week
that
4.
my top 5 power rankings, 3 of them lost. So you have to just go ahead and tip your cap to the 2, dominant forces right now in the NFL, and that's the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles, they won their last 2 undefeated teams, but Philly has found a way to win ugly, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the Bills have dominated; they beat everyone in front of them. So those 2 teams, I'm just looking at. Those are the main guys. I'm not even gonna give you a top 5 listing, the power ranking. Those are the 2. Everybody else is gonna change week by week. The Bengals need to figure something out. If the Bengals want to salvage their season, that horrendous display on Monday Night Football, they have to make a move, Chris, for
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, for Russell Wilson, for Winston.
If they're
Something.
serious, they will, especially after Lamar Jackson, I think, he's been ruled out with an injury. So now is the time to capitalize if you're going to do that.
They need to, with the guy they got, dude, that quarterback was so bad. You're not going to. You still have an elite offense. Your defense is suspect. You built everything around, of course, Burrow and the offense. You got to bring somebody else in, give yourself a chance. I'm not telling you have to go ahead and pick up the $100 million or $50 million due with Cousins, but you can figure something out. Russell Wilson, as bad as he looked in certain games, nobody looks as bad as the current Bengals quarterback at the moment here. So no, make a change. That's the main thing. Looking away, like, come on, you have when the top offenses in football and they're not being utilized because the general on the field is horrible. So they need to figure it out, make some changes. I don't care what you need to do, but you can't keep making the same, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. A change needs to be made at the QB position for Cincinnati, Chris.
Something else for me, talking about last week, Florida Man Football here, streaming on all platforms, is the game that ended up being a tie, man. What a hell of a game.
God.
Hey, listen, the biggest, I don't know how to say it in English, but the rompecabezas is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. Putting up 40 points against Green Bay, that's impressive. Give them their flowers. That's an impressive job right there. What are your thoughts on that game? And more importantly, I think, what are the implications going forward here in the playoffs, having a tie in the standings? That's a big deal.
I'm so annoyed with Green Bay. Like, a tie is not going to help you. A tie is as good as a loss unless it's a divisional game. So if Green Bay was playing anyone in the division,
Right.
in that scenario, I completely understand why they would kick the field goal at the end of the game, tie the game. It's fine. But you're playing a non-division foe, and it's like, just go for the win. They had 1 second left in the game. Go for the win or the loss. It's the tie isn't gonna. It's just your own pride because I don't want the L. You could have won the game, Green Bay. You should have won that game. You pick your best play, live and die with Jordan Love and that offense. There's going best play right there in the red zone. Go for it. If they're on the 30 or 40-yard line, okay, I can get it, maybe understand it, but you were right there. You were right there. Just go ahead and pick your best play and live with the results. Instead, you go for the tie. Just chump Green Bay. I don't know what's going on.
Let me kind of double down on your point there, Johnny, because I agree with you 100%. And let me tell you how this works. I said this from the beginning in the preseason that the Cowboys are my sneaky pick to sneak into the playoffs. Remember, I said that a long time ago. And to your point, Johnny, now by having that tie, Minnesota is 2-2. Chicago is 2-2 unexpectedly, right? So that division got really tight, really tough,
real quick.
And Green Bay could very well miss out on that, and Dallas could capitalize because you're right. It's a different division to sneak into the playoffs. Now, I'm going to stick by that. I'm going to go to the end on this. Do you now have a little bit more respect for the Cowboys? Do you see them making the playoffs? What do you think about? 40 points against Green Bay, that's a big deal. So what do you see going forward?
Respect to them, but no, I don't see the Cowboys making the playoffs. You got Lamb, who's still going to be out for a little while. Listen, they did it. The Green Bay, I bought it. I was all about Green Bay. They were the best team after week 2. And then in week 3, they had, the little trap game against Cleveland.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And then Cowboys come. And all in all, they did. The offense looks amazing. But this was touted as probably the best defense in football. People were talking about this is the best defense here. Micah did a game-saving, sack at the end, but outside of that, he didn't do anything else that game, and he's still not the guy. Parsons isn't the guy that we expect him to be just yet. So they better figure things out in Green Bay defensively. The offense looks elite, but you have to you can't give up that many points to the Dallas Cowboys without Lamb. and expect to go ahead and win a division or maybe make the Super Bowl, and it happened.
Two last points on the week that was Jonny Cinco, because I think it's worth noting. We're going to have a conversation when it comes to Rookie of the Year, offense, defense, and whatnot. And I mean, let's talk about it here briefly. The Titans, now we know they're 0-4. They lose 26-0 to the Texans. What are your thoughts, just briefly on the fact that, number one, a lot of people are arguing about Mayo, Levis having better stats at this point. So what's going on there? Any surprises?
Well, keeping it a buck, they ask.
That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said.
That is the most Miami thing, right? It's kind of like, it's like, yep, this is a friggin' jet from Miami. He's like, all right, at the end of the day, guys.
No points, scoreless, goose egg.
I told you before the season, Chris, and I am a University of Miami guy. I'm a Hurricane guy. I follow the Canes. I expect us to be in the national championship game this year. But I said it. They're like, Cam Ward is the most disappointing first round pick since Alex Smith. For number one overall, he's not anything there. I didn't expect him anything. He's not. He doesn't look he isn't showing me anything. I don't expect anything from this guy. I said it. Don't pick up Cam Ward. Just go ahead and ride it out with Mayo Levis and kind of go. And you laughed at it. It's like, no, they're gonna. I'm like, he's not the guy.
Well, I laughed at it, not because I thought that he was worthy, but because of the fact that at the end of the day, I was like, they're going to do it. It's a formality. They're picking him. They already confirmed they're picking him.
They should have I begged them, trade the pick.
Yeah.
Let's get something here. This is not the guy. And I am a Hurricanes fan, and this is not the guy. He's not going to. He's not going to give you anything. The Titans are not going to go ahead and be competitive this year, next year, or any year under Cam Ward.
What's crazy is that the Texans were also going into this one 0-3. So this is it ended up being a tune-up game for them to get themselves back on track and win a game. And then lastly, Jonny Cinco, got to talk about it here. Jackson Dart, first time starting here for the Giants. They get the W against a team, again, a game that nobody thought that they were going to win. No. And here they go and win it. What are your initial thoughts on this kid?
One, if you saw the game, they won the game. So like we had talked about before the show, winning heals and solves everything. But he did not look good in this game. But who cares? They won.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. We had talked about it, like Chargers were essentially top 3 defense in football right now. And they found a way to go ahead and get a win. It looked ugly. They made some scrambles, did something here. But it's one of those things, Chris, to where there's no tape on the kid. And so he found a way to win an ugly game.
Very common. Very common.
Now, they had a little more tape. I don't expect this success to continue. I didn't see any flashes. I didn't see anything good in that game. Like, hey, that was good. That was good. No, he looked at his first option. It wasn't there. He's running.
Well, let's be honest. It's not going to help the fact that Neighbors got hurt. Another gruesome injury there as well. So it's like this last week, man, the wide receivers got hurt. Top 15, top 20 there.
Very true.
So, yeah, that's definitely not going to help him. So hopefully next man up in New York.
Well, at the end of the day, we saw some great football in week 4 and some horrendous injuries. Injuries have been happening more and more. And you have to think, Gruden talked about it a little bit, Chris, that you're not letting the players practice. All the rules in place now. They're babying the players, the collective bargaining agreement. They're not letting them practice with pads on and really practice hard. And so when you practice soft, you get these injuries a lot more, but we'll see. Hopefully, moving on to week 5, Chris, we don't have those injuries, nothing crazy. We just continue on with great football. Let's go and start it up here with Thursday night football, Chris, with the San Francisco 49ers playing the Los Angeles Rams in SoFi Stadium. Chris, who you got in this game?
Well, yeah, and to your point, Jonny Cinco, I mean, I think you agree with me on this. I expect as the weeks go on now, weeks 5 and so on, that this kind of settles down a little bit. We know who these teams are, and hopefully things become a little bit more predictable in that. So talking about the Niners and Rams, Jonny Cinco, they're both 3-1. We know the deal. At the end of the day, the Rams are the only team, in my opinion, Johnny, that lost a very close game. As far as
they lost a game they should have won.
Right. They're very competitive. And then it's a no-brainer with a depleted Niners defense. So give me the Rams to win at home. Don't overthink this one. I think the Rams are going to be 4-1 when this is said and done because, like we said, things are going to settle down and be normal here. So the Rams are winning this one.
Minnesota Vikings coming off a loss out in Dublin. They're taking on the Cleveland Browns with that sneaky good defense. They are playing in London this time here, so they're not leaving Europe. Who you got in this game?
Yeah, this is a game, Jonny Cinco, where I don't believe this time that we have a guru because Ertz. Ertz, did I say his name right? The quarterback for the Vikings.
you're talking about Wentz.
Wentz, thank you so much. Wentz is not any of the other quarterbacks that we know there in Minnesota. And for me, the Browns, they're just a gritty team. They keep things close. Give me the Browns to win this game.
So you like Flacco over Wentz?
No, I do, and I've actually also heard little birdie tells me that there may be some changes for Cleveland at quarterback during this game. But even if that is true, give me the Browns to win this game.
I agree with you in that aspect. If the Browns lose this game, they're making a change. If Flacco looks horrendous in that first half, they're making a change that game.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be Dylan Gabriel. It's going to, it's more than likely it will be. But
and you know what? The money says Minnesota -3.5. Florida Man football again. I'm going to stand by this. Browns are winning this game. So make a little change on my behalf.
Fair enough. The Las Vegas Raiders, Chris, they're taking on the now one-loss Indianapolis Colts, playing in Lucas Oil Stadium. What do you got?
Yeah, the Raiders, Genty figured out his running game finally, right? And they got the W there. The Colts, Daniel Jones started to look like Daniel Jones. This is why I was so hard. I was so hard on you, like talking about MVP.
Game,
I did.
Why they lose the game? Because the idiot did that same. Some idiot does it every week, Chris, where they're crossing the end zone and then they just a touchdown, which was a touchdown by Danny Dimes, ends up being a touchback.
Which what I was going to say is he is not an MVP candidate. But give me the Colts to win this game and beat the Raiders because overall they have a very good team. Colts win.
Why? I wasn't saying he's an MVP. Chris.
You were. Check the tape. Check the tape.
No, but
check the tape.
You're such a hater.
No, how's that a hater?
After week 3, he was the lead candidate for MVP. I didn't say anything. You got so offended by it. You're so mad about it.
That talk doesn't start till like week 7.
Listen, okay. Everything we do here, Chris, is, we're going to go ahead and jump the gun a little bit and talk.
Well, you jumped a heck of a gun, my boy.
After week 1, we're saying who's the
you
the
jumped
top
a
guy.
heck of a gun.
So after week 3, Indiana Jones was the lead MVP candidate.
Yeah, let me double down on this. Colts are going to win, and Johnny, Danny Dimes is not an MVP after they win. Okay.
Okay. Well, it depends what he does. What if he throws 5 dimes? He throws 5 there.
That ain't gonna happen.
The New Jersey Giants, Chris, they're taking on the freaking Saints. So this is a horrible game. The Giants and Saints playing in New Orleans. What you got here, Chris?
Listen, folks, the Saints got to win a game. They got to win a game. It's going to happen this year, but it's not going to be this game. Dart is going to pull out another W. He's going to pull one out on the road here. Give me the Giants to win this game. The New Orleans spread is -1.5. Another chance for you to make some money. Giants are winning this game.
Chris, the Dallas Cowboys are taking on the other Jersey Jets here. Do the Jets finally get their first win, and the Cowboys keep rolling?
Man, this is it's a lot tougher than you would think than what the numbers would make you think, because eventually the Jets are going to get a win. It's going to happen eventually, and ultimately, I have to go with my gut that says that the Cowboys are making the playoffs, and it starts with winning games like this. So give me the Cowboys to win on the road and beat the Jets and keep them at 0-5. And to that point, Johnny Cinco, when I'm right, will they make a change for Fields at 0-5?
I mean, they should have never even picked him up.
It's just
it's a
question. You see?
At the end of the day, they're not going to make a change because they gave him a 2-year, $40 million contract. They're going to go and ride it out with him, see what's up. Their backup isn't going to go ahead. They didn't draft somebody to his replacement. Why bring in the backup? They're going to ride it out with Fields. Even if they lose every game this year, they're going to ride out. Same way Detroit Lions did with Goff. He came in. They had a horrible first year with him. They stuck it out. Next year, they obviously dramatic improvement. So they're going to hope no matter what happens, it's just him figuring out the offense, figuring out the system. If depending on what happens, they're going to work. They're not going to get rid of Fields under any circumstances, Chris.
Cowboys still winning.
The Denver Broncos are taking on the defending champs, Philadelphia Eagles. Chris, they are playing in Philly.
Yes.
What you got here?
It's a game against pretenders and contenders, Johnny Cinco. At the end of the day, I'm not convinced on Bo Nix. I mean, congrats on last week's win, but I'm still taking the Eagles to continue rolling on and winning at home. I feel like they're going to get the wide receivers more involved because they were upset. So Brown's going to get more involved in this game. Give me the Eagles to win at home.
Yeah, good call there. I mean, that was such an ugly game with the Broncos and the Bengals. And, of course, the Broncos won. They were playing the Bengals.
Yeah.
The Miami Dolphins, Chris, they're looking to go ahead and win some back-to-back games. They are playing the Carolina Panthers. This game is being played in Charlotte. Who's winning this game?
Was that supposed to scare me? Like they got home field advantage? I mean, what was that supposed to do?
Throw it in there.
You know what? In fantasy, let me ask you a question. Is your boy hurt? How's your boy doing? Your running back, Hubbard.
No, he's good.
He's good?
He's out.
Okay,
He's not
okay.
questionable. He's
All right, well, since he's good, Panthers are losing. Give me the Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins to win on the road. You know what? I forgot to mention when I was giving kudos, Johnny. Give kudos to, was it Waylon, the tight end, coming back,
Waller.
Waller for coming back, man, and 2 tutties there. And
Yeah.
I just want to see, as long as Tua continues to throw that tight spiral, they're going to win this game. Give me the Dolphins to win on the road.
Yeah, agreed. And at the end of the day here, I'm expecting them to figure something out here. I expect Waddle to be the focal point of this offense. Hubbard, who has last game a strained calf, is still okay. There's no big issues here, so we'll see.
This is the kind of thing that the Dolphins do, Johnny, to people like Chris, where they win a game and they give them hope. So then they win 2 games and they're 2-3 before, that's what I'm saying. Dolphins win.
The thing is that the Dolphins they played a great game against Buffalo, but they lost because they couldn't go ahead down the stretch, win that game. But they're supposed to win games like against teams like the Jets and the Panthers. There's no excuse. You need to. If the Dolphins lose this game, the season's over. I don't want to hear it. It's done. You can't lose to a game like Carolina Panthers. The Houston Texans, Chris, they're taking on the Ravens. The Ravens without Lamar Jackson in this game here. Both teams 1-3. They are playing in Baltimore. Tough game to call. Who you got?
Yeah, same remedy, folks. Florida Man Football streaming on all platforms. And same remedy, same results. The Texans won last week. They're going to roll off that victory. They're going to win again. The line says Houston -1.5. I'm taking it. Texans are going to win this game. And we're going to find out who the real MVP is going to be because we're going to miss Lamar Jackson. Texans win.
Agreed. The Tennessee Titans, Chris, with Cam Ward, your favorite quarterback, going against the Arizona Cardinals. Chris, they are playing in Arizona. The Titans pick up their first one.
I mean, this is going to be the 3rd time in this schedule that I'm picking all 3 teams that don't have a win to not get a win. But I'm sticking with it, and I'm going to tell you why. The Cardinals at 2-2, they're trying to keep up in that division. It's really that simple. And if you watched last week's game, the Battle of the Birds, it wasn't bad. I mean, they had maybe 1.5 quarters of bad football. For the most part, they did pretty well. So give me the Cardinals to win at home and to get to 3-2.
Good call. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Chris, they are flying all the way to the other side of the country, playing the Seattle Seahawks here. That is a tough game in Seattle.
Over
Chris,
Lumen
game
Field.
here.
Yeah.
Who's won this game?
Look at what we just said in the beginning when I was ranting about the Bucs and getting all stressed out. At the end of the day, this is the kind of game after taking one in the chin that if you win this game, you're showing me that you're a team that can be in the playoffs and make a deep run.
Okay.
So with that being said, I'm not backing down. It's Seattle -3.5. Okay. Give me the Tampa Bay Bucs to win. Give me Godwin, like I mentioned earlier, to be a little bit more settled down in this one. And give me Mayfield just zoned in after last week's loss to the Eagles. Give me the Seahawks to take the brunt of this. Bucs win.
If the Bucs limit their turnovers to 1 or less, they win every game.
There you go.
So
I like that. I like that.
So you have 1 or less turnovers, they're going to win. So I expect them to learn from their mistakes, not turn the ball over and win this game.
It's going to be a tough game. Lumen Field's no joke, but Bucs win.
It's not. The Detroit Lions, Chris, they're taking on the depleted. I can't believe that Cincinnati Bengals are actually 2-2 somehow, but they are. They're playing in Cincinnati, Chris.
Because of the work from Burrow. This is a no-brainer. This is your lock-in of the week. Lions are winning this game. I don't care that they're on the road. The money line says Detroit 10.5. I don't know. I'd be saying 10 if I was a betting man, but I'm not.
Insane, 10.5.
Yeah, I'd say 10 because I'm not a betting man, -10. But give me the Lions to win, Johnny Cinco. Again, this to me is a lock-in of the week.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. The Washington Commanders, Chris, they are taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Who you got here?
Give me the Chargers, man. Chargers are actually a very good team. I think they need to settle down a little bit. And the Commanders at the halfway mark, Daniels didn't play last week, I don't believe, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so whether he plays or not, it doesn't matter to me. Give me the Chargers to win at home. They'll be 3-0 after this one.
I mean, the Chargers had no business losing to the Giants. I cannot believe they did that, but they did. It is what it is. Good call. New England Patriots, Chris, divisional game. They are playing the Buffalo Bills. They are playing in Buffalo. They're not playing in the snow. Divisional game. There's always a good rivalry there between the Bills and the Patriots. Can the Patriots pull off the upset in New York?
Quinn, what did you lock in right here, buddy? If the Patriots win this game, Johnny, if they win,
okay,
the Patriots would be competing for a playoff spot this year. It's really that simple.
I expect them to.
It's really that simple. They're not. You can't say at the beginning of the show, you said it yourself, the Bills, right? There are the top contenders and everybody else is just trickling in. With that being said, because they are at home, I expect Josh Allen to be an MVP type of performance against the Patriots. Give me the Bills to win this game. Moneyline says -7.5. I would take that all day. Bills win.
They always play tight here, but the Bills won this game. They're playing at home. The Buffalo Bills are a tough team to beat in Buffalo, upstate. Yeah. So it is what it is. It's going to be a great week. Last week we went not what we wanted to, 8-7-1 on the money line. We went.
I wasn't gonna bring it up.
No, we're gonna bring it up. How it is. 8-7-1. That tie was a mess up here, but in the money line, we ended up going 14-2. So, but still, we call them straight up. If we go straight up on it, we call it here. It's 8-7-1. So it is what it is. But we never kind of let you down. We're always at least 500 at the bare minimum, guys.
This last one is the game of the week, Johnny Single. The last one.
I don't know if it's the game of the week.
Chris. It is. I'll tell you why.
But Monday Night Football is going to be interesting. It's gonna be that check for. I want to see where the Jaguars. You're 3-1. They're playing, of course, the Chiefs here. Where are you at here? Like, this is going to be a temperature check of the Jags.
This is why I have this Florida Man Football as one of the games of the week for me, because to your point, Johnny, we're going to find out who Jacksonville really is on the bright lights Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And for the Chiefs at 2-2, you have everything going. Like, the stats are against you if you lose this game when it comes to trying to make the playoffs in a deep playoff run.
Yeah,
so you're playing in full. You're at full tilt. So this is going to be one hell of a game. With that being said, Duval, I love y'all. I love y'all, Duval. I love what we're doing here. I'm taking the Chiefs to win this game.
You're breaking my heart.
And if you want to prove me wrong, please let me eat crow, comment on X, comment on YouTube, throw me under the bus. I pray that I'm wrong, but I'm taking the Chiefs to win this game.
I think I have to agree with you on that here, but I think this game is going to be the best game for Travis Hunter. For some reason, Travis Hunter, I think, is going to have a bull.
Probably.
He's going to end up getting a big game for him, 100 yards. Plus,
it's possible.
I think he's going to do something great here in this game here. But the week is up. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a great week. But, Chris, that's up here. Fantasy Watch here. We have to go ahead and touch on that.
Yeah.
And the fantasy-wise here, you somehow pulled out how'd you do? You pulled out a victory last week, didn't
you? Who did I beat last week, Johnny Cinco?
There's one thing. What I've heard is the greatest fantasy football player of all time.
I beat the greatest fantasy football player. Yes, I beat him. So I destroyed him. What's his name?
It wasn't a destruction.
What was his name?
We can't say it on there. It's not destruction. It's not destruction.
He got that
SB. But moving on now, we have to discuss here who the top waiver guys
Johnny,
are.
since we're talking, this is the fantasy. This is the fantasy football segment. Okay, I'm gonna pause you for a second here. So there's one guy in our team, in our teams that we have, who week 5 has kept his entire team together.
Oh my God!
What would you say about a fantasy football team that up to week 5 has not changed one player? What would you say about that?
Are they undefeated?
No, they're 2-2.
So then then making mistakes were made. The mistakes were made. So all right. So
I was 0-2, and now I'm 2-2, and I kept my team together because I know who I drafted. I have faith. Go back checking X to see who we drafted. I have faith in my team. Let's go.
So mistakes were made in 2 of those games.
Okay.
So it's fine. So you can go and brag about your 2 wins and 2 losses. It's fine. It's a long season, sir. Hey, some of us peak early. So it's okay. We'll see what happens.
I was speaking late. I was 0-2. Anyways.
That's not how that works, Chris. Coming up here on the waiver picks here, I don't know, if you listened to me last week, I talked to you about that Woody Marks was the dude. You need to go and pick him up. That dude almost gave you 30 points last week. You should have started him. He's the new face for the Houston Texans, Chris. But this week here, who are your top guys?
Well, I think you have to look no further than the New York Giants when it comes to their wide receiver position, right?
You can look further.
Injuries happen, and I believe that Dart's going to end up getting more involved offensively. The playbook's going to open up a little bit more, so look for Wan'Dale Robinson. That's a name for you to look out for. And as far as other positions go, Johnny, I do commend you for talking about the Houston running back last week, right? I do commend you on that. A lot of people weren't talking about him, but Scatterboo was also 40% league ownership. So
if you didn't have Scatterboo,
he was 40%.
I get it.
Just touching up on the Giants. Who do you have?
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to look at the injuries. You brought up Neighbors, who's gone. Who else is gone here? We have Hill that's gone. He's gone for the rest of the season. Honestly, Chris, that's injury looked so bad. We could have very well seen the last of
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill in
I
the
agree.
NFL.
I agree.
So you have to look at the options here. Waddle is going to go ahead and be the guy. It's going to go ahead and lead this offense, but you have to look at Washington. Washington here is now emerged as the number 2. You have to look at Waller, who's came in this first game after since January, who's retired. He came back here and all of a sudden 2 touchdowns. So you have to look at him as the tight end's perspective. So you have to look at Waller. You have to look at Washington. I really like those guys in that.
You're talking about Westbrook? Westbrook? Or what? You're talking about Washington?
Watching Miami.
Yeah.
Wide receiver.
They have Westbrook too, though. I like Westbrook in Miami too.
Yeah, but Washington, if you look at Tua's, even when Hill was there, even the last game and the game before, he's looking at this guy's getting 6 to 9 targets. So now with Hill being gone, this offense is going to run through obviously Waddle. It's going to run through Washington and Waller. So they have to figure things out. Those guys who were expecting maybe 3 or 4 targets, those targets are going to double if not triple. So I like those in a pass-first offense, which is the Miami Dolphins.
Last one I'll give you here, Florida Man Football, sticking here with our Florida teams. You know, and I know, Johnny Cinco, that if, in fact, it's true that Bucky Irving is going to be missing this week if he is hurt, a lot of people are already talking about Rachaad White. He's in a lot of teams already, but don't sleep on Sean Tucker. You know that the Bucs like to run a double running back set. We all know that, and Sean Tucker has been known to get points and gaps. So, again, if you're in a 12-man league, in a deep league where you need somebody, Sean Tucker is still available. Again, if Bucky Irving is out, I expect Sean Tucker to give you double digits this week. So remember, you got like 5 or 4 teams on bye week. Think about Sean Tucker as well for the running back.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's the first week that teams are on a bye week here. So you don't have to be in a super deep league. It's just your bye week, your guys are off. You go ahead and pick this guy up. That's a good pickup. I'm surprised that Rachaad White 48% rostered. It's like I thought so much more would be, but no, I do expect Bucky Irving to play just because it's his second year guy.
I hope so. When they said MRI, I got nervous. I'm like, what do you get an MRI for, man?
I got it. I mean, and you have a machine, you might as well use it, I guess, here. But those are good pickups here. It should be interesting football week 5. It's going to tell us a lot about our teams, exactly what we expect moving forward. And Fantasy Watch here, this is the time. Listen, if you're 2-2, if you're 1-3, if you're 0-4, you can't afford to lose this upcoming game. This game coming up right here, it's one thing to be 1-3. It's a whole other thing to be 1-4, 0-5. The season is essentially your toast. You better start making some moves if you lose this upcoming week. This is a critical week in fantasy football. So guys, just if you haven't made moves yet, just go ahead and pick up the guys you need to pick up. If you're one of these fools, most people haven't did trades because they're scared to make trades.
I sound like 9 trades.
So, yes, I get it.
I understand that a lot.
You can send it, but for the most part, you know this, Chris, you send out trades, but for the most part, teams are not scared enough to go in and make those moves. It doesn't matter if people are on injured reserve, they're out for 4 or 5 weeks.
Makes no sense.
These fools are still holding on to those players at 0-4 or 1-3.
You know that's a really good point. Like, don't be that guy, right? I'm going to give you a prime example just to be more specific. Like, let's say you're holding on to Lamb, or let's say you're holding on to Evans. Now, if you're sitting pretty at 3-1, to your point, that's different. That's fine. Good. But if you're not, what are you doing? Well, when he comes back, then, okay, if he comes back. And if he comes back, McMillan's going to be there as well with Godwin being back. So what are you doing? What are you doing to get back into the playoff race when you're 0-4 or 1-3? Like, it doesn't make sense. So, yes, to your point, get rid of him. Trade him.
You have to play for the win that week.
Yeah.
If you start thinking too far ahead, if you have the luxury to think that far ahead, great. If you're 3-1, you're 4-0, you have that luxury.
Correct.
Go for it.
Correct.
But if you are not, you do not have that luxury. You've already went ahead and pooped the bed once. There's no point in continue to do it week after week. Just going to make the move. Unless you are playing me this week and you do not trade anything to this man. You don't do any of that here. But in general, guys, I mean, in all seriousness, trading is a part of fantasy football. Scared money don't make money. You can't sit there and be so scared to make some moves It could work out for you. It could
Listen,
not work out for you.
I don't want to dime you out, but since you're talking about trading is important.
Yes.
So kudos to the people that always send trades and the ones that are always trying to win. See, you talk out of both sides of your mouth. You're like, oh, you want you're like, oh yes, I want trades to happen. But then you don't do the trades when the trades benefit both parties. You have to always win a little bit more.
You're so full of crap. No, in the end of the day,
we should share some trades with them in other episodes. We should share some trades.
It's fine. It's at the end of the day, guys. You always have some guys who want the house. Like, I'm fine with trading one player for one player.
That's your go-to.
Some people are like, no, I need to trade 4 or 5 players at a time.
That was one time.
We got to trade the whole team.
That was one time at band camp.
It's insane. It's
one time. Guy can't do one trade.
Some people are addicted to trading, and they're like, no, we have to go here and want this monster blockbuster trade. It hasn't been a year. I played fantasy football with this guy for a decade. There's not been a year where this guy didn't propose
trust the champ.
Blockbuster
trust
trades.
the champ. Trust the champ.
I don't need to trade 7 of my players. I don't need to trade my whole team.
Trust the champ.
I just want to trade one guy for one guy. Is that okay? And I know I don't want to trade that one guy for your 3 backups. It's just one guy. I think it's going to work out. We figure it out from there. But regardless, guys, we do appreciate you guys watching. It's the last day of September. It's been a rough September. So moving on to a new month, October 1st, it's coming up here. So it's a great week of football, great month of football. Hopefully we got baseball coming up. We got all these things happening here, Chris. So it's an exciting month of sports coming up here. So
absolutely.
We, any final words here for our fans?
Just excited about week 5 and excited to talk to you guys next week when we celebrate our picks. Cause I'm telling you, we're going to hit. Let's go.
It's going to be a great week, guys. Take care.